From city employees going above and beyond to events that prove there is a lot going on. These stories and so much more coming up next on Richland Now. Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Richland Now. I'm Gail Everett. Well, earlier this week, Benton County Emergency Services dispatcher Amanda Lee was honored for her efforts in the home delivery of a baby girl. On Sunday, April 3rd, Amanda answered a frantic 911 call from a family member who was with the mother. Amanda calmly offered guidance, support, encouragement, and finally, congratulations. Helping to save a life or bring a life into the world is one of the highlights of being a dispatcher. Amanda was awarded a certificate and a customary stork pin by Communications Manager James Barber for her heroic efforts. You can watch the entire presentation by visiting our YouTube page at the link at the bottom of your screen. Well, not to brag, but going above and beyond the call of duty is pretty typical for City of Richland employees, but recently several employees have been caught in the act. Richland resident Elle Powell needed an irrigation valve fixed at her home. Enter City of Richland General Crafts worker Owie Berg. Owie came to her rescue, and Mrs. Powell shared in a letter, and I quote, "After fixing the problem, Owie called later just to make sure the valve was operating properly so that I would have water for the weekend." This is such stellar customer service that I just had to let you know. Way to go, Owie. Cruise boat season has arrived, and that means extra work for our parks and facilities staff as they prepare for the boats to dock at Howard Amon Park. For years, Jen Davis has been the friendly face that interacts with cruise ship staff. American Empress staff recently shared, "Jen is amazing. She's so easy to work with and always friendly and treats our staff with respect. It doesn't matter if she's interacting with ownership, cruise guests, bus drivers, or maintenance crews. She is responsive and helpful." Great work, Jen. Richland resident Eddie Lerma shared a story on his personal Facebook page that has been shared 217 times and liked almost 1,000. He wrote that after church he decided to cut down a dead tree in the backyard that was starting to lean into his neighbor's yard. When he'd completed all he could, his neighbor offered to help do more from his side. While they were working, his neighbor took a nasty fall and busted his lip and broke his wrist. He called 911 and firefighters from Station 72 responded. To Eddie's surprise, the firefighters returned to his home after taking his neighbor to the hospital. The captain informed Eddie that they had returned to cut down the entire tree because that's what good neighbors do. The 3 firefighters worked about 20 minutes at his home finishing the job. Eddie told them that they are a blessing from God and that he doesn't know how he could repay them. The captain said it was their pleasure to help neighbors in our community. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Amazing work, firefighters, and thanks for sharing, Eddie. We have all watched with anticipation and excitement as 3 new buildings on Swift Boulevard have been built from the ground up. One of those buildings is home to Jimmy John's, which opened in January, as well as Go Green Salads and Taco Time, which both opened in March. The building along Jadwin is the new home for the Johnson & Orr law firm and for a Markel Properties office. But the 2-story, 7,500 square foot building at the corner of George Washington Way and Swift Boulevard is the showcase of the development, and a new restaurant called Dupas Boomers is set to open soon, likely in mid-May. Dupas Boomers' bottom level will house the bar, where 44 beers will be available on tap. Upstairs, the family-friendly dining room has floor-to-ceiling windows, giving diners a great view of Richland, including the river. Hey, if you have used tires cluttering up your yard or your garage, then you will be excited to hear a used tire take-back day is coming up. Benton County Mosquito Control is hosting their annual tire collection event on April 30th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The event will be held at 2 locations, the Benton County Mosquito Control headquarters at 4951 West Van Giesen Street in West Richland and at the Prosser Art Fiker Stadium. This collection is only open to residents within the Benton County Mosquito Control boundary, and you have a limit of 20 tires. If you're unsure if you live within the boundary, you can visit their webpage at mosquitocontrol.org. The City of Richland's Parks and Recreation Commission has a park tour scheduled for Thursday, April 28th. Commission members will be joined by city staff on the tour. The commission and staff values the tours because it's a way that they can see the facilities being used in the field and share information helpful for management, resource allocation, and policy setting. They will tour the Amen Preserve, the W.E. Johnson Park, and John Dam Plaza. The commission and staff usually participate in 2 tours a year. Well, the Richland Public Library has a fun and exciting class scheduled for Thursday, April 28th. Master Costumer Joy Bratt Stott will teach a cosplay on a budget class. Come listen to Joy discuss how to create a great character for cosplay using items you have on hand from the thrift store or easy to make. Cosplay literally means costume play, and people dress up and pretend to be fictional characters from sci-fi movies, comic books, or anime. Sounds fun! You are encouraged and welcome to join us for an exciting Arbor Day celebration. The City of Richland wants you to help plant a tree. Come celebrate Earth Month and Arbor Day at John Dam Plaza as we plant up to 10 new trees. The event is scheduled for Friday, April 29th at 3 p.m. Proper tree planting techniques will be demonstrated at the event as well. If you would like more information on any of the stories you've seen here, please visit the City of Richland's webpage at the link at the bottom of your screen. And if you're not interacting with us on social media, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Well, I'm Gail Everett. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Richland Now.